I am super excited after almost 1,300 episodes of Talk is Jericho. You are my first Goblin guest. John Goblikon is here.
Oh my God, Chris, that means so much to me. I'm so glad you didn't have the other ones on, you know?
Are there other goblins out in the entertainment
Yeah,
world?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's too many in the comedy space, but they're
Right.
around. I mean, if you've ever been on a New York subway, you've probably run into a few.
Seen a few.
Yeah.
Would let's say for like Gollum, would that count as a goblin?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I'm related to Gollum in the same way like you're related to like dolphins. You know what I mean? It's like you're all mammals, but it's like we're not really.
Somewhere.
Like,
Now,
yeah.
are goblins? And we're just jumping right into this.
I mean, we might as well. It's okay, Chris. I know this is a gotcha podcast. I know you're going to ask all the tough questions.
Well, you know, we got to address the goblin in the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, basically, and then talk a little bit about what exactly a goblin is. Like, what's your background, John?
Well, yeah. So I do want to get out in front of this and just kind of like, there's a lot of misconceptions about creatures, you know, and let's go ahead and remove the word mythical because, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm here. We're real. We're around. You know, we're here. We're green. So it's like an easy rule of thumb is kind of like if you're being asked a riddle, that's a troll. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if the creature is too dumb to formulate a riddle, that's an ogre.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
But if they're too dumb to formulate a riddle and they're asking you to sign up for Expedia, that's a gnome. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if they're too dumb to come up with a riddle, they're kind of speaking in riddles, they're asking you to sign up for a bunch of stuff, that's a podcaster. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
a goblin is just kind of on top of all of those?
Yes, correct. And goblins, we're kind of like, we get a bad rap, but honestly, like, we're kind of like the cool ones. You know what I mean? Like, we do care about what people think about us probably too much, you know? And I think, like, a lot of times a lot of people use the T word, you know, troll and stuff like that. But, like, we the trolls, like, we got a long-standing beef, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're kind of like the original Bloods and the Crips. Like we just
the Hetfields and McCoys.
Yeah. Yes.
So
absolutely.
okay, so trolls. And so when you see a troll, you know, here we are in Los Angeles. You go to Hollywood.
Yep.
Lots of trolls around.
And on the internet, they're probably going to be on this
everywhere.
very
literal
podcast.
Trolls.
Yes.
On the internet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, see, like, a lot of times, like, people assume, like, it's just, like, some guy in his basement in Iowa. But it's not always that. Sometimes there are actual trolls running YouTube comments.
Gotcha. So the trolls are actually trolling.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's where the term came from, dude.
Okay.
I mean, it's like it all stems from reality.
So if you see, you mentioned Bloods versus Crips. I mean, if one sees the other, instantly start a fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why I've been trying to get on your podcast because I want to try and get into wrestling because I would love to, like, you know, main event me versus a troll. Like, just let's finally settle it.
What a fantastic match that would be as well.
I think so.
So if you see a troll in a Hollywood Boulevard,
which I have.
Do you ignore? Do you confront? Are you angry?
I mean, here's the thing is, like, I feel like trolls have so much hatred inside, but it's actually for themselves. So if I were to scream at them or call them names, that's what they want. That's what makes them stronger. So I just kind of ignore them, or I'll just blow up kisses. I'll be like,
right,
love you. And they can't stand that.
You want to be the better goblin.
Yeah, I think so.
Situation.
Yeah, I think that's what makes a goblin a goblin.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
A couple more questions about goblins. If
of course, it's all right. I have a bunch of questions about wrestlers, so I can't wait.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Are all goblins green?
Yeah, so we do have like a few different shades, and like kind of as we get older, it does kind of like die down a little bit, you know, but that's like very far in age. Like I just turned 30K. So
you're 30,000 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm still nice and green, but that tone will kind of, you know, change over time. We can get like some brown shades and stuff like that, but
start getting ripe.
Yes, but I spend it's kind of like a banana.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah,
we're like less like an avocado because an avocado, it's like you cut it and 2 minutes later, you're like, it's brown.
Right.
Like
I was thinking kind of like a Granny Smith green apple.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I think, yeah.
That would work, right?
I like that analogy. I'm like the Granny Smith apple of goblins.
Famous goblins in the world that you look up to?
Oh, man, that's a really good question. I mean,
I have one.
Okay,
the Spider-Man universe. the Green Goblin, which if every goblin is green is essentially just the Goblin.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That doesn't even make sense to me. That's like being like, oh, that's a white craft beer enthusiast. It's like, we know, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, we get it. But I think like the thing with the Green Goblin, and I know the real Green Goblin.
Oh, wow.
And he's a good dude.
Okay.
You know, I just don't like the way he was depicted.
Right.
You know,
so,
it's like,
so the actual Green Goblin is who they base the character of the Green Goblin on in the Spider-Man universe.
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah. So
Interesting.
a lot of us famous green people are on a text thread.
Oh.
You know, it's called the Green Party, you know.
That makes sense.
Because no one takes it seriously.
For sure.
But I like, you know, so like Kermit's on there, the Grinch, Shrek, stuff like that. But,
Okay.
But the real Green Goblin's on that. And the day the movie came out, like he won't watch another Willem Dafoe film. You
Angry.
know? He just could not. He's like, I'm always laughing and I like throw pumpkins. He's like, I love pumpkins.
Why are you throwing them at people?
Exactly.
Right.
And he's like, I don't even have a hoverboard. You know what I mean? Like that technology didn't even exist.
Creative license, I would assume.
So
right?
I think it's kind of one of those things. But I wonder for you, like if you feel like that, because not only being like a rocking metal singer, but like having years as a wrestler, I'm sure there's like a lot of preconceived notions.
Well, they are, sure. Preconceived notions, a lot of things that people just assume.
Yeah.
Lots of assuming.
Yeah, like I thought, like I was telling your producer when I walked in here, I was like, uh-oh, I'm scared when I meet Chris, he's gonna like put me in a headlock.
You get that all the time.
And body slam me.
Body slam me, right.
Yeah.
But you know, if we ever had a match, I couldn't pin you. You know why?
My hump.
The hump on your back.
Yeah.
You could never be pinned.
See, I think that's kind of like a cool angle for me for this upcoming troll match.
I mean, you literally can't be pinned.
Yeah, I really do. It's just kind of like I waddle from one side to the other, but two shoulders down. Good luck. I would love it if that could happen.
Trying to pin a Weeble. You
Yeah.
can't do it. What they would have to do is try and submit you. Would probably be the way to beat you.
Oh, and I do that very quickly.
Okay. Well, so you got to be careful with that then. If you do ever have this match with the troll. And by the way, if any trolls are watching, and I'm sure you are, as a matter of fact, I know you are, John is open challenge.
Yeah.
Any troll out there,
yeah,
have a wrestling match.
Yeah, I would love to, you know, like really like to like do it like a promo, you know what I mean? Like, like you and me, troll, like one ring, one creature will exit, you know.
That's good.
Yeah, it's all right.
You got my money.
Okay.
I'd buy a ticket for that.
All right. Maybe you could be like my manager.
Well, let's not get carried away here.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of tickets and entertainment and show business,
yeah,
John Goblikon, you have made a huge name for yourself over the last few years, both singing for Nekrogoblikon.
Yes, my band.
Your band, stand-up comedy, podcasting.
Yeah.
You're becoming a media mogul.
Our words. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Our words. Yeah. So let's talk about some of your background and your history.
Sure.
Where exactly are you from?
Oh, yeah. So I'm from a place far, far away.
I would assume.
Yeah. Reseda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm from the Valley, so it took me a while to get here.
Yeah, because I hear a California accent, so I wasn't sure.
That's right. Yeah. So I grew up in the Valley. You know, I don't really know exactly a lot about what happened before then. I was dropped off by my real parents, kind of just raised with like a nice white family in Reseda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I got to know you guys, humans, and stuff like that.
Okay, you guys, humans.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. Is that weird to say?
No,
like
it's good.
You,
it's good.
I
wasn't sure if you meant like wrestlers or podcasters or what.
Yeah, just a handsome host.
There you go. You met the handsome host.
Yeah, I mean, look at this guy.
Well, look at the pictures up on the wall.
Gorgeous.
Looks great, right? Yeah.
I got to get me one of these. Will you order me one of these for my bedroom? Thank you so much.
Oh, actually, one of these signs.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a bunch in the back. I'll sign it for you later on.
When it comes to money, most people want fewer surprises, clearer options, and better habits that actually fit into real life. And that's where TELUS comes in. TELUS began as a leading property management app, helping owners and managers collect rent, communicate with tenants, and stay organized. But now TELUS goes further, helping everyone grow their money. TELUS is reimagining how everyday people can grow by offering a high-yield savings wallet powered by real estate. The app includes a digital wallet designed to help your money go to work for you with a simple, clear experience built for everyday use. You can move funds in and out easily, track your daily growth clearly, and access your money whenever you need it with no processing fees and no locked up funds. And there are no fees to open or use TELUS. You can even earn better rates by engaging in positive financial behaviors like learning through TELUS daily trivia or setting personal goals for yourself. Learn more at telusapp.com or search TELUS, TELLUS, in the Apple App Store or Android Store. TELUS, earn more daily. TELUS is not a bank. TELUS is not FDIC insured.
So let's talk about your upbringing. You grew up as a goblin in a suburban, normal white family.
Yeah, it's Reseda, yeah.
So let's talk about how was that when you were growing up? Bullying at all?
Yeah, there was a lot of bullying, honestly.
Wow. Okay.
Like, look, this isn't a new thing. Like, I'm not like, breaking new ground, being like, I was different, so I was bullied in high school. Everyone's like, get life, pal. But like, the thing is from what I remember of my goblin heritage, like I went to high school, but it was like thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
So to have to relive it, because I got here, they were like, you got to go to school. And I was like, I've done school. They're like, no, you got to do our school here. So I had to relive it. And it's one thing to be like a little different in high school, but let's be honest, there was no other green people at my school.
And no other 30,000-year-olds.
That's right. So I was like, at first I was like, I'm going to know all this stuff, but you guys have changed so much. You guys have a whole different number.
Different curriculum.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was kind of rough. And like, I didn't really have like a friend group, and I didn't really have like a girlfriend, But I thought that was kind of the nice thing was I didn't have to ask anybody to prom because I knew they would say no.
Right. Took away that pressure.
That's it. Can you imagine like being in a high school hallway talking to your girlfriends? And I just come over. I'm just like,
yeah, but some girls like green guys, Yoda.
That's
people love that little baby Yoda in the Mandalorian.
That is
love
very
that guy.
True.
They love that guy.
And I gotta be honest, he's one of the good ones.
Right, Grogu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him, old Yoda, I really like. And I gotta be honest, that dude didn't always talk like that.
Oh.
Yeah, that was what you're seeing is post drug-induced Yoda. Like, he used to have like an amazing command of the English language.
Yoda was a drug addict.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why he talks the way he does.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. He's just being totally normal. Kind of spent one too many summers in the Mexican mountains. Next thing he's like, ayahuasca I like. You're like, right. I get it, Yoda.
Which grows quite fluently in Dagobah.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So, but I did get a lot of that. A lot of people thought I was Yoda, would call me Yoda, or be like, it's not Christmas, like, are you the Grinch?
The Grinch, right.
Yeah, so I dealt with a lot of that. And at some point, I felt like at the end of high school, I was like, I just feel like a corpse of myself. I feel absolutely dead inside. So I did what anyone who feels like that does. I joined corporate America. So,
and that solved everything.
I mean, for a while, it felt like it
would
did.
seem like, though, if you're getting green shamed in high school, then are you okay to jump into the corporate world? There's none of that at that level?
Well, I mean, there definitely was, but they put me in sales.
Oh.
And, I don't know if you've ever been like in a, sales department, a bunch of people just on the phone. It's like, I'm one of the more normal looking people there.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I breathe through both my mouth and my nose.
Yeah,
so, but the people selling, I realized that I was really good at it because it was like the first time I had an opportunity to talk to humans where they didn't see me. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't have that preconceived notion. There wasn't any
prejudice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Jericho. There wasn't any prejudice.
Gotcha.
There was just I'm just vibing, talking to someone on the phone, and I love chatting, and I would love to be more social at that time, and so that was kind of like a nice little outlet for me.
Sure. So once you get the confidence from that of being treated normally on the phone, did that help you when you're meeting people in person?
No.
Okay.
But what it did is someone saw me and they're like, I want to make a documentary about you working at this office. And they're like, and I want to send it to this music from this band, Nekrogoblikon. And I was like, Nekrogoblikon? I was like, what's the band? I'm like, there's a band out there just singing songs about goblins? I was like, oh my God, I'll do it.
They're your type, yeah.
So I do this video, we release it. Chris, it goes crazy viral.
So the band is Nekrogoblikon.
Nekrogoblikon.
And you do the video for what song?
It's called No One Survives.
Okay.
Yeah, it was their single at the time. They do a music video for it, and that video blew up.
Huge.
I mean, huge.
I saw
huge,
Diplo
tweet about it.
Yeah,
Diplo. I mean, Diplo's tweet about it. We ended up on the front page of Reddit. It was like, you gotta see this Goblin video. And then it was like, man, have you heard what happened to Obama? It was just like, that was second news.
Yeah.
We were like above that. It was crazy at the time. This is like 2012.
Okay.
And so it goes super viral. And then the band, I think they were like, hold on here, buddy. John, I think people want to know more about you and your life. Why don't you come on stage and like tell people and like enjoy our music and stuff? And that was kind of like where it all kind of started. Yeah.
That was kind of the beginning of your initial fame.
Yeah. I mean, it really was my first taste of it, and now I love it. It's like, I can't
very
get enough of it.
addictive. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm constantly just like.
So how did things change for you once you started, going viral?
Well, it really did change how people perceive me. It was like all of a sudden I went from being not accepted at all to being like very accepted.
Oh.
Like people cheering for me,
right? Wow.
and wanted my autograph, and like be like, John, we love you, and they're like getting tattoos of me and stuff. Like, it really was awesome.
Well, sure, because usually humans are usually yelling at goblins, "Hey, get away from here! Don't attack us." Or
and the metal fans, I'm sure you know this. They are fans of yours for life.
Yeah,
they don't just like bands. They
love them.
They loved them. They buy their merch. They stand by them. And our fans in particular have done that for years and years, and have just made me feel like not only am I like accepted, but I'm like, I don't know, like I'm like one of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you have now become a part of a community.
Yeah,
that's not just made up of green creatures.
That's right.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
How was it with the girl situation? Did you meet a lot of girls because of your fame, or?
I don't know maybe your metal shows are a little different. I mean, I would say the ratios are a little off.
Right.
They're a little off.
Yeah.
Especially in a Goblin metal band for years. But we actually do have a lot of ladies, and I recently have tried to kind of like started dating again.
Dating again.
Yeah.
Did you stop for a while?
Well, it went from not happening to happening. So I'm dating.
So you're dating?
I'm dating.
Again.
I'm dating.
Okay. So how's that going? How is it? How's a normal date for you go?
It depends. Like, I'm on a lot of the apps,
Tinder and those types of things.
Yeah. And then when my date sees me, they Yelp,
Right.
So I find that when I'm at like a restaurant or something like that, and they're like coming in, it's kind of like we've been set up, it doesn't really go well. But then, I don't know if you understand this, but then if they know who I am and they know the band and stuff, I don't know if they like me for me.
Right.
So I'm really in like a tough situation because like new person comes in pretty scared. I understand. Person comes in who loves Nekrogoblikon or John Goblikon or the podcast. I'm like, do they really like me, or do they just like the hilarious, internet famous, former metal mascot turned front goblin of the premier goblin metal band Nekrogoblikon?
That's a good spiel. That's good.
Yeah. I have trouble with that, but I also don't mind that too much.
Right.
Because I have found when I go on dates with those people, they spend most of the date talking about me, and I love that.
Sure, of course. A couple of questions that came up. You mentioned typing. Is it easy for you to type with you have some very long fingernails there?
I was one of the best at my office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you type with the nails themselves?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
I also do a little of this, a little of this.
You do acupuncture with those things.
Yeah, I thought about getting into that a little bit.
You could.
I mean, there's a lot of people talk about
There's a market for that.
I think there is a market for that.
There is. Other question I was going to ask you is John Goblikon. I mean, most goblins have names, Legolas or Amorphous or something. John is a very normal name.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I don't think that is my goblin given name.
Okay.
That's not my gob given name.
Right.
I think that's just what the family that took me on gave me, They were like, let's just go with John.
Give you some normalcy.
Yeah, which I actually don't mind, because what I have found when people are shouting Goblin at me, it doesn't make me feel good. But which was just like, John, it kind of does make me feel like, yeah, I'm just one of you guys.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
It normalizes you as well.
Yes.
It doesn't make you as intimidating.
Yeah, because you as a wrestler, you've had like a lot of like big grandiose titles.
Sure, right.
To your character. Do you like when people refer to you as those, or just when they're just like?
I think Chris brings a human element to it.
Yeah.
Right. Or in this part, a goblin element to it, where you're a little bit more familiar.
What do you think about guys who like their names are something completely different?
Well, it's show business name, right?
Yeah.
So that they, some people have the show business monikers, maybe a little catchier.
Yeah.
Chris Irvin, not as show businessy as Chris Jericho.
Who's Chris Irvin?
Well, that's my real name. So that's the thing. Scoop here.
There's Chris Irvin?
Yeah. See? Who wants to go on with that moniker? Talk is Irvin? It's not going to work. Talk is Jericho. Now you got something. Now you got Buffalo box office, right?
Irvin is Irvin or something.
It doesn't work. It doesn't have a ring to it.
Talk is Jericho does.
See? 1,300 episodes. First Goblin. I'm gobsmacked to have you here.
Oh my God, dude. So like, dude, this is why I came out here too, because like you're teaching me stuff that I need to take into my life.
For your show as well, your podcast.
Yeah, it's called the Right Now Podcast. I don't even really have my name until the end of it. Oh. But yours is Talk is
right.
Like your name is
well,
the
you
title.
That's the selling point. What did you say yours is called? Right On?
Right Now.
I mean, that's how does that make me know that you're involved?
Right
now, Goblin.
Yeah.
Right now, comma, Goblin.
Yeah, I've been doing it all wrong, man.
I mean, maybe it could help, right?
I've been thinking about calling it the Gobcast.
Something
like that.
That's a good one.
Just right off the bat, just really get them into the zone.
See, that you want to let people know what they're getting into.
Yeah, see, jeez, man. Only.
But you're a good podcast host. I've watched some of the episodes. Talk about some of your favorite guests that you had on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate. We've had big comedians on. We've had the Andrew Santinos, Mr. Podcast. We've had, unfortunately, we did have Bobby Lee as well.
Oh,
but we also had like, the Pete Holmes, and we've had like legends like Margaret Cho, and we just had Eli Roth on for a Halloween episode.
So Eli's a friend of the show. We've had him on quite a few times.
Oh, man.
How would a horror master like Eli Roth relate to you?
Yeah, I really felt like of all of our guests, me and Eli were like...
I can see that.
I mean, he came out and he was like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. He's like, I feel like I'm a goblin. I feel like I'm Eli Roth. That felt really good, And I will say I have also found I've gotten involved in wrestling in the last year.
Okay.
And I have felt a kinship with wrestlers.
Okay, so
I feel like horror fans, metal, and wrestling.
It's the trifecta for sure.
It
really is.
Yeah,
it really is. So talk about that. You did some wrestling for TNA.
Yeah, I got to do some wrestling for TNA. It started in Chicago. There's a big festival called Riot Fest.
Yeah,
and there's an organization that the dude from the Smashing Pumpkins runs.
Yeah, NWA.
Billy Corgan. NWA. And Tom Latimer, big old Tom Latimer came out, and I got to walk him down the aisle. But then this other guy came, and he like knocked out the referee. I was like, what's going on? So I'm over there talking to the referee. Then he comes over to me. He starts pointing at me. But luckily, Tom was there. He turns him around. So I'm going to be honest, I did the first thing that came to mind. So I was like, let me just right underneath, right in the jewels.
You could stab him through the jewels with those things. You got to be careful.
I thought about it.
You know what I mean? Castrated the poor fella.
Yeah, and then he fell, and then the referee was down. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So Tom's going, count. So I just was like, 1, 2, 3. They started chanting, but I was like, 4, 5, 6. Where do I go to? When do I stop?
In wrestling, you're supposed to stop at 3.
Okay, see
that's when you win.
Because I just was like, how high can I count? I hope he stops me at 11
for a Goblin, but 3 is all you need in wrestling.
Okay, so I did that, and then I got to do a thing with TNA. Where I got to, meet some of my heroes, like the Hardy Boys.
Oh,
yeah, I got to Nick Nemesis.
Oh, that's what Mike Tyson would say.
Yeah, my Nemesis.
Right.
And then also I met some other wrestlers. Oh, and I got to walk some people down to the ring and stuff like that. And man, oh man, like I just feel like I've been so fortunate. But here's what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
It's a wrestler thing.
Sure.
I was very confused about a few things. I'm backstage, and all the wrestlers, they kept mispronouncing my name. They kept being like, oh, look, you're a Mark. You're a Mark. I'm like, no, I'm a John.
Right,
you know,
right,
They're gonna be like, yeah, look, this guy's such a Mark. I'm like, I get it, but I'm a John. Like it's probably even not my real name. I'm saying that kind of stuff.
The reason for that is that's kind of what wrestlers call fans that think they know about wrestling. They'll call them Marks. So they weren't referring you as the name, God-given name Mark, short for Marcus, for example.
Yeah.
They were calling you a Mark, which is kind of a little bit of an insult to someone that's not involved in the game.
That's just because I know wrestling.
Okay.
You're like, I know about wrestling.
I didn't call you Mark.
And I know wrestling, you know. And then they were there, and it was like freezing backstage, right? Yeah. And this guy who worked at the company with TNA came up. He's like, I just want to let you know, you got to stop going in the locker room. You're getting too much heat. And I'm like, buddy, I'm freezing. Like,
right.
I'm cold-blooded.
Yeah, okay.
And I could use like a sweater. If you got like a TNA hoodie or something, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, dude, the wrestlers just stop going in the room and going, oh, look at you guys. And stop saying that you're getting too much heat. And I'm like, just kind of turn the AC. You know?
Heat actually means something else in wrestling as well. We're not talking about weather, like temperature, cold and hot.
Okay.
Heat would mean people are getting angry at you. They're annoyed by your presence. So that means the Mark is getting heat in the dressing room.
Really?
Is kind of what was happening with you there.
I'll have to talk to Sammy Callahan about that because I was like, I was with him the whole time.
I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, you seem like a pretty friendly guy.
Yeah, and then at some point, this one wrestler, he was getting so mad at me, and he was kind of being prejudiced because he's like, I'm going to give you color, and I'm like, okay, I got one, and it's green, and I just was so confused.
Okay, so getting color would mean bleeding. Like you're bleeding. Sometimes someone gets hit with a chair, they get color. That would be a slang for bleeding.
Oh my God, really?
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did anybody call you green?
Yeah, everyone.
Okay. Well, that is another term here. They're not necessarily, they could, it's a double meaning. In one way, they could mean the color of your skin, which is green.
Yeah.
In other ways, they could be calling you green, which means you're a rookie, which means you don't know what you're doing, like a greenhorn sort of thing. Like, that goblin is green. It could mean one of two things. So people have to decide on that one.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. There were so many things that they were saying that it's just like that's gonna be so confusing because one guy was like, you know, he was screaming at me. He's like, "You're not selling." I'm like, "Buddy, it ain't my job. Ask the box office.
Well,
I'm a guest."
You were selling when you were working on the phones.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So that's another term as well, but we don't have to get into every.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just
here.
say like I have so much respect for wrestlers, but the good ones, you know what I mean? They were really, I feel like we really related, you know, because, and I think you too, because you wear a lot of hats.
Sure.
I don't know for a fact, but I don't think there's a lot of wrestlers who have reached the accolades you have met in wrestling, and then to also meet those in music. You can also sing.
Yeah, well, you're doing all of that as well.
Yeah, see that I've been trying to tell for years. I've been telling people, I'm like, I'm the green Chris Jericho. Like that's the path. Like
right.
I look at you, I'm like, that's a North Star. That's what I want to do. So, I want to have 1,300 episodes at one point and be sitting across from some other creature, you know, just getting to know him.
Shooting the breeze, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little about your singing career. You've been around the world.
I have.
Toured.
Yeah.
So where are some of the countries and areas that you're most popular in?
We got great fans in the UK,
right?
All over Europe. We haven't made our way to Japan yet, but we played shows like Baby Metal, and the fans really do enjoy us over there. I would love to get over there. We got to do Australia for the first time. That was crazy. Just so everyone knows, not everyone is upside down. That's a myth. That is, I went in thinking that, and I got there, and that's not the case. Everything looks pretty normal to me. It's
just
not
literally down under.
Yes, correct. Right, it was just like the water went a different way. Like that's it. So if you're thinking that, if that's what's preventing you from going, it's an amazing country, amazing people. You're going to be just fine. Gravity works there, you know.
So when you try, and that's a great PSA for Australia. I appreciate that. When you go to Australia, are you seeing any other goblins around at all?
We were out in the, what do they call it? Not the woods, not the sticks, the bush.
The bush.
We went out in the bush, which means something very different in America. And we were in the bush, and I was looking for stuff. I saw like very interesting things. They have huge spiders over there, kangaroos, a lot of things that we don't have over here as much, but I didn't see any goblins. And I think that's why they were so excited we were there.
To see you.
Yeah, it was kind of like and it was an attraction.
Right,
you know?
right. Well, I would say like probably there's not a lot of goblins wandering the face of the earth at this point. And if there are, maybe they're hiding underground or something along those lines. Do you ever get lonely with not a lot of other goblins in your life?
I do. Like I don't want to seem ungrateful for you guys, like for all
Us
you guys have done for me.
Yeah,
I mean, humans, I didn't start out so good, but I feel like the ending, we're getting there.
Yeah.
But there is a part of me that does wish, I think that's why I'm so like interested to connect with other great actors and stuff, but like just really getting to see like another goblin on a regular basis, I think would be the thing. And I think that's why I've enjoyed the band so much and our fans. It's like they're kind of like transitioning into goblins.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes they'll come to the shows and they'll dress as goblins. And at first people are like, oh, is that offensive? They're doing green face,
Right, yeah.
But honestly, the more it's happened, the more comfortable it is. And so we actually wrote a song, which we had a music video for last year called Dressed as Goblins, because it's like, it feels so good to look out in the crowd and see. Like if you looked at the crowd, there's a bunch of like handsome people with mustaches and ponytails. You'd be like, yeah,
right.
These are my people.
I'd be happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you feel good about it,
Do you know like what happens if you're looking into a crowd?
Yeah.
And some people are dressed as goblins. What if there's a real goblin in the crowd? Will you know it's a real goblin, or you might never meet them because you might just assume they're dressing up as a goblin?
Yeah, that I did not think about.
Okay, I didn't know if there's some sort of aura or something where you just say, oh, that's real. That's a
goblin. I mean, there
goblin.
is a smell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure you're smelling it right now.
I can.
Yeah.
So
your producer's covering her mouth, and she's actually turning green now. And now give her a paper bag. Yeah. But I think I would smell, but I didn't really think about that. Like, what if this whole thing, I'm building up also telling the fans, like, dress up as goblins.
Yeah.
And then we're playing in some town and a real goblin comes because
shows up.
They're going through the experience that I experienced as a small gob, where they're like, oh, I don't see anybody. And then they hear about this band and they're like, Nekrogoblikon? Like, maybe there's a real goblin. And they buy a ticket. They end up at the crowd and they're pointing at me and I'm just like, yeah, nice makeup.
Yeah.
And then they're crushed.
Right. You're makeup shaming them, but they're actually real members of your species.
Yeah, I did.
Goblin species. So might want to just keep your eye open for that.
I mean, these are the kinds of things that I was like hoping you would just
we're learning
bring to
some
my
stuff
attention.
together here.
Yeah,
right?
I really
treat,
do feel
right? that sort of thing,
and I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm really excited that we're having this chat. I'd like to know a little bit more about your stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
I know you're doing that. You just jack of all trades here.
You know what?
So talented here.
I mean, just want to know what if you spot it, you
got it.
Oh, is that how?
I don't know.
That is.
Never heard that before.
That's better. I would go with if you spot it, you probably know about it. So yours is a little better.
You got it. Might be easier.
That's more of like a shirt, but
sharper.
I think the comedy thing just kind of like came about. Like,
you're a funny guy.
Thank you. I don't really try to be, but a lot of people say that. Although I will say, at some of my early stand-up shows, I think the audience was confused where they were. I think they were like, I always say, like, I think they thought they were still on like Zoom, because I think they thought that they were muted because I would tell jokes. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's
silence.
That's what I'd be telling jokes, and it would be like.
Well, I think the reason for that is there have been some stand-up goblin comics. I remember one from like the 30s in black and white, and you are supposed to treat goblin comedians with silence, from what I've understood. I've read a few books and that sort of thing. So maybe they were just following the goblin code and not laughing because they thought if they laughed, it might insult you.
See, again, like I've been thinking one thing. I come in here, you completely opened me up to a brand new thought.
I mean, like I said, I'm just going by what I've seen, like I said, in some of those old newsreels and stuff. But maybe to combat that, you might want to put up a sign at one of your shows that says, feel free to laugh. I'm not insulted.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
I do love that,
right?
because I want to ask you this, because you've toured doing music and wrestling in probably all the countries by now. are there certain ones where you're used to certain responses and they're loud? I mean, I'm in a wrestling show that's crazy, and then all of a sudden you're like doing a bunch of moves and you're doing this amazing thing, you do a backflip, and all of a sudden they're just like
nothing.
Does that ever happen?
That happens.
Does it?
Depends on certain crowds, areas of the country that you're in, certain venues even. So that could be another reason why they weren't laughing. Maybe they were just at a comedy club where people just don't laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I don't think it had anything to do with you.
No. Because after I went up, another comedian went up, and they were laughing at him. So it definitely wasn't me.
Well, yeah, they were still laughing at you when he went on stage.
It just that's
what it was.
That's my kind of jokes.
Right.
It's like they're thinking man jokes.
They get it after the fact.
Yeah, cerebral.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what kind of material do you do?
Yeah, just like fart stuff, stuff like that. Cerebral stuff.
Yeah. Green.
But, yeah. But I will say that like now, I've gotten to do a lot of shows. I've done the festivals. I'm getting to do Moon Tower Comedy Festival. I did it again. I did Just for Laughs, Vancouver. And now I'm really starting to get involved in the community. And here in LA, I'm getting to, do shows at all the places that I used to like drive by and be like, oh my God, one day. Like, this will be me. I saw my name on a marquee the other day at the Laugh Factory. It was amazing. Like, you could have never have told me 29,000 years ago that I'd be here sitting across from Chris Jericho talking about my stand-up comedy career.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it truly is.
After having your name and lights at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, it is a wild thing, but I really do feel like that this new comedy thing is kind of like my calling. Like, don't get me wrong. I love singing. I love doing the podcast and all that. But there is like a thing when you're making someone laugh that really it feels really good. And I really like that,
Yeah. Well, that's what keeps the world going around is laughter.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine, people say.
Yeah, I think so. And I think if all else fails, I'll just do what you guys do in your old sitcoms, and we'll just kind of like pipe it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pipe in the
laugh
laughter.
track.
Yeah.
Actually, you always hear that one in the background.
Yeah. Do you have that on this podcast?
The whole time.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You are killing it right now here. Trust me.
Perfect.
As we start to wind down here a bit, John, you have done so much. What are kind of some of your future plans of things you'd like to branch into more?
Yeah, well, so I obviously love singing with the band, and we got some great tours coming up, and I want to keep doing tours. I'd love to try, some new countries that we haven't been to in the future and stuff like that.
But you become indirectly the face of Nekrogoblikon.
Yeah, honestly, in a weird way, I owe it to Post Malone.
Why is that?
Because he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. And at the time, I was just the mascot. And he went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was telling Joe Rogan about the band.
Really?
Yeah, I just had the gob. That's what happened. And that blew up. But in that clip, they pulled up a photo of me and Nekrogoblikon, and I was, in the front and center of the photo because, photogenic.
Sure, how'd you not be?
But in the thing, Joe Rogan asked Post Malone, they go, is that the singer of the band? And Post Malone goes, yes, that's the singer of the band. The singer is the Goblin. And we were like, oh boy, this clip's blowing up. Now everyone assumes I'm the singer and this whole thing. So then it was kind of like, maybe Post is onto something.
Right.
I mean, he's Post Malone.
Well, he knows.
He knows everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why don't we listen to Post Malone? And why don't you give me a shot? So I auditioned.
Okay.
And lo and behold, I got the voice of a Jericho.
Well, how would you describe your voice?
I would describe it as, angelic, powerful.
Sure.
Metal.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, like Dickie, my best friend, and the other vocalist, he does like a lot of the harsh vocal stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I know I sound like I would do that. I sound like I gargle glass in the morning, but my singing voice is a lot lighter and nicer.
More angelic, like you said.
Yeah, so we kind of have like a dual thing where it's like he could do his thing, I do my thing. We both bring a different thing to the band. So
it's become huge.
Yeah, I want to keep growing it and touring and building the band while simultaneously making the podcast, grow and
stand up, obviously.
Stand up, I think, is in this next year. I really want to I've gotten to do a bunch of different shows, and I've gotten to open for some comedians, do that. But I really think sooner or later I'm going to be headlining.
I mean, everybody needs a gimmick, right? But you also have to be talented.
Yeah. And I got to be honest, if you know of a good one, let me know. I'm always in search of a good gimmick.
I like the tie. That's a good gimmick. A lot of stand-up comedians don't wear ties.
Yeah, I have been wearing ties, but usually because I'm just getting off work. But I think I like it's branding, a little bit of a gimmick.
You get off work when you're doing your sales.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That could really work. Another thing too that comedians do once they start getting popular is they get into acting.
See, I would love to, Chris.
I mean,
I would love to.
It's right there.
It's
not rocket science to suggest that to you.
Yeah. CSI or something like that.
Well, yeah, or Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld.
You know what I mean? Like Goblikon.
Oh.
That's you and your wacky friends.
Yes.
Having adventures.
Being in an apartment, coming in being like, what are we doing?
Yeah, right.
See,
exactly. You could be the wacky neighbor.
Yes. Yes.
I mean.
Okay, can I change my answer?
Of course.
Okay, actually.
It's Talk is Jericho. You can do whatever you want.
Cut out everything I said before. Ask me again. Ask me, what do I want to do with this year?
Okay. What do you want to do this year?
I think I want to be a big actor. Okay. Like have my own sitcom.
Yeah.
I mean, something like, I don't know, I'm just riffing idea. Let me just think like something like Seinfeld. It's like Goblikon. And I like do a thing with a tie and I have wacky friends. I think in 2026, I'm going to launch a TV show.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. With all the platforms looking for content, I think they would run screaming to have you involved.
And then at the end of 2026, I would like to finally settle my beef with all the trolls in the squared circle. 2 mythical creatures enter. One. That does kind of like,
So that you're getting into
it is tough.
Death metal.
Yeah, how do you guys do that?
Which you don't do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. See, it's not easy.
No, it's
not easy doing that.
I gotta be honest. Every time I've been involved in a wrestling show, I come away being like, that ain't easy.
Right, because it ain't easy being green, we know.
Yep.
It ain't easy being in the wrestling business.
That's very true.
Yeah. The last few things, you keep talking and alluding to being 30,000 years old.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Thank you.
Where were you the first 970 years?
Yeah, see, my theory is, and this is not backed by science in any way, which is totally fine on podcasts.
Just a hypothesis.
Yeah. My theory is that when my Goblin family was dropping me off here at Earth, they drop it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you're saying you're from another planet?
Oh yeah,
another dimension at least.
I think so. It could be another dimension. Could be another thing that we don't even know exists.
Right.
But I just think that I got dropped, and so I have a very vague memory before that. But I could tell how old I am because, like a tree,
right?
You see all the wrinkles that go all the way.
Right.
And I'm around like 30K, I think.
Okay. Well, is it possible that maybe I know what planet you could be from?
You do?
I could be. I could.
Oh, I mean,
is it Uranus?
Ah! You're on the show. You're on the show.
Did I make it?
Welcome to Goblin. This is my new sidekick.
Oh my! I would love. See, you're going to need a sidekick for Goblikon.
I think
the sitcom.
I didn't even think a sitcom Goblikon. Oh, is that?
Yeah, the Goblikon. No, Goblikon. John Goblikon. Right.
See,
I see. John Goblikon.
Yeah. Sit Goblikon. So there's something there. Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll workshop it.
We'll get there.
Last thing, any message for your fans out there, human or goblin?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just want to say, hand to Gob, we have the best fans. I'm so excited. I'm such a fan of you that I'm so honored to come on this podcast, and I would just love people to find me at The Real John Goblikon. Listen to the podcast.
Plugging social media.
I mean, that's kind of like my thing. Is
it's a human thing. So.
Yeah. So I want to make sure get those followers up.
Like
get
and
those
subscribe.
likes, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
This way, in fact, if you guys could like and subscribe something every day, then that would ensure I would have a notification, and that would ensure I feel good about myself every single day. Because I really do get my self-worth from those kind of things. So if you guys could just kind of do that would be a really nice thing.
Do you use filters when you take pictures, that sort of thing?
Anytime I turn on a filter, it just says, sorry, no can do. Yeah, it's just
I always have people, when they speak a different language, say something in their native language. So can you speak some Goblin to take us out here?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That says it all.
Yeah, I really do think so.
Thank you, John.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Duh.